and a new edition of your program Well in Print. Beautiful viewers, greetings and thanks for taking the rendezvous on your Pan-African Media TV. The program on air is Well in Print, and of course, Pan-African Media TV is broadcasting on Bouquet Creoline, Canal 1299. It is always with renewed delight that we come each day to give you updates on what is making news around the world as reported by newspaper headlines. And on today's edition of the program, I will be joined on set by a civil society activist. He is the general president of the ICC, and of course he will be here to analyze the most catchy news headlines of today's newspaper around the world. So don't go nowhere, for we shall be right back just after the transition.
Pan-African Media pour une Afrique souveraine et unie.
Welcome back, beautiful viewers. If you are just joining on, you are live on Pan-African Media TV, and the program on air is Well in Print. With me, FRIDA EGBESON. Well in Print is your bi-weekly program where we bring you news updates as reported by newspapers around the globe, and come thereafter to give you analysis of the most catchy news headlines. I was saying before we went for the short break that I will be joined today on set by a civil society activist. He is the general president of ISCC, non-governmental organization. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay put, for we are going right away to start with our newspapers headline, taking us with the first newspaper in the United States of America, with Los Angeles Times carrying as caption, "A border transformed by crackdown tariffs." With this other story saying Los Angeles raids go beyond words of the worst. Trump boast of deporting criminals, but numbers tell a far different story. Away from here, we move to Nation and World Extra newspaper that carries as caption, "Thailand Cambodia conflict border battle expands as both countries exchange heavy artillery fire for a second day." From there, we move to Columbus Telegram carrying as headlines this morning, "Middle East, Israel to allow 8 airdrops in Gaza. Military plans humanitarian powers admit report of starvation and death." Away from Columbus, we move again, oh Lord, to the UK with Financial Times carrying as caption, "Brussels accept 15% US tariffs to fix unfair trade relations, says Trump, with EU to buy more US arms and energy. Accord with von Leyen, transatlantic tariffs averted." The Yorkshire Post carries this morning as caption, "Red Stammer to pressure Trump to push for Gaza ceasefire." Report says that images of starving and stagnation and suffering add to urgency after US and Israel withdraws from negotiations. Away from that, we go to Morning Star on its caption this morning on its first headline, "8 drops alone won't aid Gaza as starvation crisis. Ceasefire is only way to help all war-striking civilians," agencies warn. From the United Kingdom, ladies and gentlemen, we move over to China with South China Morning Post carrying as caption this morning, "China-US to further extend pursuit on tariffs," while the Irish Times carries this morning, "Tariffs deal between EU and US avert trade war." From one continent to another, we move over to Nigeria with the Sunday Punch newspaper caption carrying as caption, "2027 APC Christian cheer reignite Muslim ticket debate. Northern CNA APF and differs on same faith candidacy. Catholic Bishop urges patience and caution." From the Punch, we move over to Daily Trust, which carries as major headline this morning, still in the Republic of Nigeria, "Electricity supply worsened despite high tariffs. Problem being solved," revealed minister spokesman. From Nigeria, we go over to neighboring Cameroon with a Sun newspaper that carries as major caption, "October 12 presidential elections. Race narrows down to 13. Elekam throws outcome to 69 others. 92-year-old Paul Biya going for 8 mandates after all. List announced admit security. The media still on the same story in Cameroon carries its caption, October 12 presidential elections come to blocked by Elekam. 13 candidates retained by Lekam as opposition leader Maurice Kamto's exclusion sparks outrage, casting doubt on fairness of upcoming polls. From the media, ladies and gentlemen, we take now the French daily Le Jour newspaper that carries as caption, Maurice Kamto, la lutte n'est pas encore commencée. Le leader du mouvement pour la renaissance du Cameroun, MRC, affiche un engagement intact après la levée du dispositif sécuritaire hier autour de sa résidence et invite le militant de son parti de rester mobilisé. That was the Loju newspaper. We move over this morning to Cameroon Insider, coming on the same story, captioning this morning October presidential elections. Elekam picks 13 from crowded polls. The polls on the same story carries Elekam retains 13 candidates for October 12 presidential election, while the Guardian post headlines race to Unity Palace on the starting block. This is how we saw it on the news headlines, ladies and gentlemen. Stay put, for we shall come back to dive into the analytical part of the program just after the transition.
Pan-African Media pour une Afrique souveraine et unie.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back from our newspaper journey that has taken us from the US to the Ireland to Cambodia to Nigeria to the United Kingdom, bringing you news updates as reported by news headlines according to newspapers. And of course, we dive from one continent to another, talking Cameroon, talking Nigeria. And I'm not alone in the house. We are diving straight into the analytical part of the program. Here I am, with me on set, just joining me, has taken the hurdles despite the tightened traffic on the road to make it possible that today we have this discussion. Of course, you know that if you're in the office and having impairment from watching your TV set, you can follow us live on your Facebook handle at the comfort of your office on Pan-African Media TV. Follow us on YouTube. And of course, we are broadcasting live on Bouquet Crolin, Canal 299. So I have with me here the General President of ICC, a non-governmental organization, which is, of course, a civil society. No one else in the name of FANKA. Samuel, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Madam EGBESON, and thanks to all the televiewers around the world. We are starting the week with our vibes, and you know, at African Media TV, we talk about the world. We are not limited to Africa or any continent. We go around and see what is important to inform the people, and what took place in these days or before the weekend. You know, Lekam did the streamlining of candidates, and the most vibrant candidate that was strengthening the CPDM was kicked out, and we are still waiting whether they can fight and come back, but we think, following track record, it is not possible enough for him to come back. All
right. You have stated some of the things like what made serious news in Cameroon, yes, which is the how they say publication of the list of candidates retained to run for the post of upcoming presidents in the upcoming October 12 presidential elections in Cameroon. But we've touched other parts of the country. Before we go talking Cameroon, I want us to look at what is happening. Okay, the Columbus, what is happening in the Financial Times is telling us this morning that Brussels accept up to 15%, you see, of Donald Trump's condition. You know, Donald Trump is that president of the United Kingdom that has based his mind on the economy, making the economy grow and making Americans feel America. But at the same time, it's like some of these tariffs that he goes around with his engagement with the European Union, conditioning them to buy arms from the US and other things. Donald Trump is a bent human being, bent on making his country great economically. What do you think?
The imposing nature of Donald Trump is something that the world must learn to grow. I think it's a message he's passing through, that the economy, each country should make sure that they grow their economy, because you should not be dependent. Any country that is dependent will face the consequences. That is why you see when they impose 15% of buying arms from the US or other type of businesses. Some countries are forced to because they don't manufacture anything. So, but if at all you have technocrats that can manufacture arms, you will not go buying. So they go buying because you don't have those manufacturing companies. So what I will say here is that let countries not just be by name, they should also be standing up fit in manufacturing, in technocrats, in anything that makes a country great. It should not only be America that is great. Other countries should show by doing it, not just by depending.
All right. So away from that, I want us to look at the Columbus Telegram this morning. It's carrying as headline Middle East, Israel. You see, they're saying that it's been a while. There have been hunger and starvation in Gaza due to the fight between Israel and Palestine, which has led to the death of many, and people are starving and are calling for people to mediate. So this morning we've heard that Israel has softened his position a bit and they are going to give food supplies. Yes, another agency here is warning that food supply alone isn't a solution to all countries where you have hostilities or you have a conflict. A ceasefire is a better option. What do you think? Do you think that Israel should keep holding its position, or they should come to a compromise? Because you remember that Israel and America worked out of negotiations with Gaza. So what do you think about this?
I think both solutions are good because they should first of all give the humanitarian aid, so that when as they are eating, then they announce the ceasefire. Both solutions are good. I think coming to a compromise is seeing the value of human beings. We are not more at the level that we begin to fight each other. I have been saying giving value to propagation, and alternatives of war. There are a lot of alternatives of war that people should hold to. Negotiations, diplomatic measures, all those type of things, sitting at the table and negotiating. Fighting each other all the time like this, it makes us as if even animals today they understand, they know their masters, they know their entire environment. What more of us that we train those animals to behave like that? So we have to behave more mature and more humane, so that if there's any conflict, we come to the table, we negotiate, we talk, and at least see the way forward. That is how I see it. In life,
we must always compromise.
Exactly, you must always compromise, because you should value the other person, and you negotiate.
Okay, we want to look at we are looking at the Irish Times this morning. Irish Times is still talking about tariffs. EU and US avert. Okay, they have come to a compromise. Irish Times tells this morning about agreements between the European Union and the US concerning trade tariffs, where they have said that the European Union will buy arms and energy from the US, and that has a bit softened the minds of the US. Okay, from that we are going to the Punch newspaper in Nigeria. The Punch newspaper is talking this morning about upcoming elections. That's 2027 elections in Nigeria. The president now has been there for 2 years, and they have a 4-year mandate. So people have started raise Christian chairperson. They say he has reignited the Muslim ticket debate. From one president Muslim, the next president is Muslim, while others do not stand for but the bishops urge people to be patient and tread with caution. What do you think about this debate? Is there any problem if, for instance, they had the late Muhammadu Buhari left, and now we have Tinubu? Is there any problem if another president should come? Should we be talking about the person's religion, or talking about what the person is able of providing to his people?
What matters here is the political program. When people start looking at tribes or persons, it is too mean, because what we know in leadership is what you give to your people, is what you prepare for your people. If he can come up with a good program, he should be voted in. This thing of calling for the division or the tribalism, we don't want it. We are civil society, and we unite and we propagate for social cohesion, and that is what we value a lot. And when we see people at the leadership limelight saying that sidelining and saying that you are from there, you are from there. We don't like it. We are living in a world of globalization and even intermarriages in between tribes. We encourage intermarriages, we encourage interfaith, we encourage everything. That is, we should not be like, this is a tribe, this is, no. We mix up and live as the children of God. We are from the same place that God made us in his image. We should value each other and see but what is in the content. The content is what is important, not person, not the container.
Yes, then still in Nigeria, we're going to look at Daily Trust. Daily Trust this morning is talking about electricity supply. They say, captions, electricity supply worsens despite high tariffs. Problem being resolved, says Minister spokesperson. Now, you know, this is today we are talking Nigeria here about electricity supply, and we in Cameroon, we know what we go through when we talk about electricity, especially in the northwest and southwest region where we have the ongoing Anglophone crisis, and maybe in the far north region where you have Boko Haram insurgencies. The electricity situations there are quite unstable, and now Nigerians are crying. What really can we say in relation to this when one of the basic needs that the population are supposed to be sure of is electricity, because electricity is light and it guarantees security for people moving left and right, in and out, be it even at night. And now you see people, yet Tinubu says people should wait for 2031 elections. What do you think about this? Are Africans all suffering from the same headache?
Africans are still suffering a lot. Leaders don't see the needs, that is the basic needs of the citizens. They value their seats, they value their thrones, and they sit there and want to make it a monarchy, which is not right. Following what is about the electricity, you know, any country that want to emerge invest much in electricity, because you see many companies depend on electricity. And Nigeria is not just now that Nigeria is suffering from electricity. In Nigeria has been suffering from electricity long ago. Yes, that is why at first we never knew about the generators. It's due to Nigeria that they started bringing in generators because they had power shortage. And when you go, you see in their market, there's a lot of noise, you know, there's pollution, and it causes illness as well. So if there is something that the government of Nigeria has to do, is to invest in electricity. And I learned somehow that at the Niger River, that is where they took the electricity, and at the time given, they were like the negotiation was not moving. So I will plead with Tinubu or any other leader that comes up in Nigeria that let him do the negotiation well and give Nigerians a good, stable electricity. And this electricity for Cameroon, it is because it is biased. It is because there is bias in the ranks of the government. If at all the government was not biased, Cameroon not supposed to suffer from electricity, because I know we give electricity out of Cameroon to, the people, they don't get, yes, to many countries, and the citizens of Cameroon are suffering from electricity. You see at times there's no manufacturing going on.
There are towns in the southwest and northwest region.
Northwest and southwest, I don't want to talk about it, because for 7 years there are towns that I can name them here that have never put on electricity. They try solar, at the time it is not going. Then even
the rainy season, it's headache.
Yes, and again when they put the generator, at times they say the road are bad. The truck carrying it petrol to bring is somewhere at the roadside. Then you see there are a lot of things that any person that is taking the seat of Cameroon shall look first. Electricity, right, the roads, water,
road network.
Yes, not road network, water, and many things. It should be something like, because effective decentralization should be accompanied by resources. The decentralization is there, but the resources are too limited to do the deal. If not, mayors would have been booming their areas with development, doing everything without waiting for the central government. And I think it's a call for the government to think wise and do the right thing.
All right, so from Nigeria, we are moving to neighboring Cameroon. Just like the newspaper, almost all the papers today, the papers we reviewed focus on the upcoming presidential elections. Apparently, that is what is taking the mind of every Cameroonian at the point in time. So I want us to look at the Sun newspaper, the Sun is crazy, that carries as caption October 12 presidential election. Race narrows to 13. Elekam throws out Kamto. 92-year-old Bia going for 8 mandates overall. After all, the list was announced at mid-security threat. So what I want to look at now, I'm looking at the streamlining. You know, we had 83 candidates that submitted documents at Elections Cameroon, and Elecam used 4 days to scrutinize, to see those who are up to date, those who fulfilled all the needful to be able to select it as persons to run for the prestigious position of president of Cameroon. And now we have 13. At least now, what can we tell Elekam? Can we give them credit that, because we saw it as a joke, 83 persons submitting documents for one position, and now they have been streamlined? At least that gives us a go ahead, some kind of green light.
I will first of all appreciate the great work of the chairman of Elekam, who is Abraham's EGBESON. I will appreciate his work with his team, because they have done a lot of work on the ground, and they have done a lot of registration, and the number have gone up to 8 point something millions, which is something we Cameroonians must applaud, because on during the past elections they were raising 3 point something 4 millions. Or if they have gone to that stage, it is due to the strategies that he put in place. And I say, Papa, I applaud, and I say you continue that spirit of citizenship and statesmanship, because if you never had this nation and that you love this nation, you wouldn't have brought in that expertise. That is why we say leadership should live from this place to that place, from one hand to another, so that we see the differences and who can do what. Concerning the list that was streamlined by Elekam, I do appreciate them, because I think they follow the rule of law, because there are certain candidates who knew very well that they are not fit, but they wanted to try and see, as others say that I must try and see whether they thought that it's a lottery. There is not lottery. They deal with laws, with rules of the constitution. If you are not fit, they put you aside. And I must call the attention of Cameroonians to know that if you are fit for anything, you will be given the chance. But the number of candidates I see as if the thrown out of Professor Maurice Kamto should not be a big deal, because it comes from far. You know, those candidates that are there, you ask 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7, they have municipal councillors, they have mayors, they have parliamentarians, they have senators, they have this, they have, you see, those are what we call records. If you are running a race without having some supporters, or without having people around you, you won't run that race well. So we are calling, waiting for the Constitutional Council, which shall be starting, I think today, right? They're starting today and tomorrow. So, and if anybody who feels that is what, he can go there and see how the things have been done. But I see that it should be a waste of time, because that list that is shortlisted I think it's a list that it should be shortlisted again. Yes, it should be shortlisted again, so that to make the presidential election look booming, that serious, and people should become. It should not be as if it is any type of a seat. No, yeah, it's not a child's play. People should be expecting to see things move. See you struggling in the waves before coming out. When you come out, you will feel that you are the leader to lead Cameroon to the land of milk.
Yes, the Sun adds that the list was announced at mid-security. What is this fear from? What was this fear all about? Must it be that? Must the environment be created be that of right?
We have been calling on political parties and civil societies to make coalition, to make partnership, and we do our civic education on a large scale in Cameroon, yet there are still some are still with this fear of coming up to propagate for the citizens, to let the citizens know their rights. Because if the citizens know their right, I think the tense atmosphere that we had over the weekend wouldn't have been before the announcement or the proclamation of the shortlisted candidates. So it is because, you know, this fear of getting into strike actions or the holistic moves in the society, the step taken by the government was good. We should appreciate that, because these are the type of things we see. Government should also see beyond. That is, they should do things and do interventions before time, have some foresee value. That is, unforeseen circumstances. They come like that and calm the situation. But they should not only wait when it is to their favor. That is one funny thing. When it is in their favor, that's where they come out enormous. When it is that, oh, they are stealing, there's someone there, they will ask you, are those bandits having guns? Are they armed? They will waste time. Or there are flames. There is one house which is caught burning. They will ask you, they will be telling that there is no water in the tank. Before the house must have gone down. They should do all these interventions on time when it comes to the situation of intervening for the benefits of the citizens. Yes, the population. Because the population, if you are a leader without the population behind you, you are not a leader.
Yes, we still continue the same movements with the media newspaper that carries as caption, October presidential race, Kamto blocked by Lekam. 13 candidates retained by Lekam. As opposition leader Maurice Kamto's exclusion sparks outrage, casting doubt on fairness of upcoming polls. Now, I do not want to talk about exclusion of Maurice Kamto as a candidate or managing political party. I want to look at the angle where they talk about the casting of doubt. The casting of doubt, that the fact that the candidacy of Professor Maurice Kamto was not retained is casting doubt on the upcoming elections, which means the elections will still be doubtful in the eyes of Cameroonians. What do you think about that? Does this really warrant the doubt of fairness of elections, Cameroon?
I will first of all correct one word from that newspaper, which says that Professor Maurice Kamto was blocked. It is not right.
No, it's just
a language to call attraction, yes.
Yeah.
But it's good that I should make a comment on it. You know, following the rule down of law and what happened, that his candidacy, it doesn't just end at the level of papers or in documents. You know, there are some utterances that when you are a leader, when you are in public places, don't make them, because when you make as if you are insinuating people, they are recorded, and if tomorrow they are used against you, you should not blame anybody. That is where we are. So now that Elekam has done their own job as Constitutional Council, will be finishing, and the polls shall be coming up. When you look at the weight of those who are into the game, you see that some are in their divisions, some are just in their subdivisions, some are just regional. So when you make all these statistics, you see that the only political party that is everywhere in the suburbs and everywhere is CPTM. Yes. I think I'm not lying. I'm just giving my statistics, because some parties, as I was saying, in the regional level, divisional level, or even sub-divisional levels, you see that they cannot spark, they cannot push very well. It is like there is waves in the sea. Then you take a boat and you enter into the sea. You are going to sink. Though you make effort, but you will not really cross the sea, because the waves are so high and you cannot cross the sea. You know, with the statistics and with the machine put in place by CPDM, it is very difficult to put them down. If with clean and fair elections, that is free, fair and transparent election, it is very difficult to put them down, because of what I'm seeing, the list of candidates that are there.
Do not be a prophet of doom for those who are expecting.
They should be expecting. It should be something that has never happened somewhere. Because imagine, by going to propagate or to make campaigns somewhere in a region, or so, you go and meet CPDM people already there. You don't know when they have traveled. They are already there seated. You know, you want to sit on the chair. Somebody will say, "Don't sit on me. It is a CPDM candidate." What will you expect?
No,
you expect me to lie?
The terrain is large.
The terrain is large. So
we
give opportunity to them as well. If along the line they can understand themselves, good and fine. But as I earlier said some time ago,
it's a matter of the citizens understanding their vision, buying their dreams, seeing that what they have as projects is of course for the interest of the population. That is what we should be looking about.
If actually the citizens were having all their consciences, the registration, the number at the LECAM would have been around 14 million.
Yeah,
they're still low.
Over 30 million.
And if let me tell you, if at all Cameroonians registered at around 30 million, CPDM would have been packing their things before the election comes up. And so we feel so low to go and low spirit, reluctant. And there is one thing I will tell you: it's this thing of killing the spirit of people to go and register. One will say, no vote or no vote, they will still win. This mentality is started within the CPDM ranks, that they killed the anxiety of people to go and register and to go and vote. You see, even a child at 19 years, he will say, Ompa and Skikwa, tu as quel âge? Il y a 19 ans. Avec déjà voté, mais comment tu sais que on vote ou on ne vote pas, ça va rien changer. Donc, those are some little things that break the heart, and that doesn't encourage people to do things. So it is always good to register every year. But the one bad thing this year is that those who registered for the presidential election are the very ones to vote next year for municipal and legislative elections. So if next year, don't go visiting Elecam and trouble them, because there is no registration for next year.
All right, so we still stay in the movements. We are going to the French daily Le Jour newspaper this morning that is captioning on its headline. Le Jour is saying that la lutte n'est pas encore commencée. Le leader du mouvement pour la renaissance du Cameroun, MRC, affiche un engagement intact après le lever du dispositif sécuritaire hier au sein de sa résidence et invite le militant de son parti de rester mobilisé. Now we are talking of Professor Maurice Kamto, whose candidacy was rejected by Elections Cameroon, who at the same time, candidates being rejected or documents being rejected or file being rejected. At the same time, he had this military disposition placed around his home, like he was in some kind of under house arrest. That's where I want to start.
Yes.
Was this necessary? Was it done to every other candidate whose document was rejected? Why Maurice Kamto was under such surveillance?
No, Professor Maurice Kamto, his utterances are falling back on him. He has been going, if you follow what he has been saying, that 2025, on ne va pas laisser.
He's an opposition speaking conviction.
When they say il ne va pas laisser, they don't know whether he's planning something somewhere. So he should be on high studies, high security tight. He should be on high security tight. He just lastly visited France. And we don't know what happened, but the bus have been troubling the Cameroon government, and we know all those track records. So when there's something like that, before announcing, they have to take measures. Security measures, they have not done anything with it.
Did they send those dispositives or dispositions to every other candidate whose file was rejected?
No, the only threat among those who were rejected was Professor Maurice Kamto.
It means he was the only serious challenger.
Yes, he was the serious challenger, but
now
with no record registered yet. But in the street, he has a lot of militants, But there's one thing I want to differentiate here. The cry was more of the CRM more than Manidem. I don't understand it, because Professor Maurice Kamto never went in as a CRM president or candidate, but he went in as Manidem. Then where comes this cry of CRM political militants more than those of Manidem? You see that the mind of certain Cameroonians are still so mean I'm saying so mean to the level that they don't differentiate and they don't weigh things before saying. You should follow up your candidate. Where he makes mistake, you tell him, oh, boss, here you would have gone like this. You people allowed him, he went to Manidem, but when instead of Manidem crying more, but militants of CRM took it become theirs. CRM had any candidate there?
Politics.
There was no candidate at CRM.
The former politician said politics is Njangi.
No, it's Njangi. Even it is Njangi, have they shown already their intentions of supporting Manidem? They have not yet shown. So they should cry within their tears should be going instead inside. They should not expose it as they were exposing. It's not right, because they have not shown any partnership with Manidem as well. He went out, and by going, if you are a potential leader, by moving, crossing the line, you cross with many candidates, with many militants.
How would you know that they have not crossed? Where Kamto is?
We have not seen.
No, you must not seen. Did you see him when he was signing the agreement with Manidem?
They did it behind closed doors.
That is it. You must always have a plan B.
On the plan B, I'm saying here that many militants of CRM were in the cry-die more than Manidem.
They are in a cry that, you know, Kamto is the head of CRM. So where Kamto goes, automatically all those who were to vote for CRM were supposed to vote for Manidem. And now the fact that they rejected Kamto, Manidem and as well as CRM has the same cry die. So I don't see any problem with that.
It should not be. It is Kamto going, not CRM going.
Kamto going.
Because as he went, somebody was already they were already calling meetings and trying to put the house back. You see, so you should not, when you are going and looking behind, be very careful, because if you are looking behind, you go there again, it will not allow you free.
It's politics. Let's see how things go.
I know in politics anyway, they are not personal friends.
We are going to the Post newspaper.
Yes.
I want to read what the Post has written, because here I just took the caption. The Post carries Elekam retains 13 candidates for October 12 presidential elections. So now let me read in detail what they have written here, a bit of what they have written. Okay. Elections Cameroon has only, anyway, the same. So it has retained candidates. Now I want to ask something. Among these people who have been retained, the 13, do you envisage some kind of coalition, as in positive coalition that is not said with mouth, but where they unite behind one candidate and all put their efforts, tilt their militants behind the candidate to see that they put they can remove the challenger who is already in seat?
When I look at the list of the 13 candidates that have been retained, as I earlier said, the Constitutional Council is going to look into that list again, and I think it is going to be shortlisted or so. But if it is not, and that it happens that they are maintained, it's for them to think wise, to know what they really want for Cameroonians, because actually they want something and they should be building something. Even in the CPDM camp, they are also building their own strategies. So I will not encourage people to do the coalition or what, but it is for them, because I'm a civil society. Before coming to that level, you know how to strategize better. I should not be telling you take your pen, take your paper, or take a book, or take your bag, but you know what you can do to face what is in front of you. And you know, many people are going there to make their names being seen, and maybe they have different ideologies that doesn't align with others, and those people cannot accept coalitions. You know, the coalition is something that merges people, and with your vision, you don't most use your vision. You become now dependent. So if somebody else has reached that level, let them go in and try the match. Let them play it, and the ball shall be thrown on the 12th. Some weeks after, we shall be getting the results, and then they will start building another Cameroon. But what I will plead here is that if any person wins, let the person make an inclusive government of the 13 political parties that are going in for the presidential elections. That is where Cameroon will take a different dynamism, a different setting, a different emergence, a different way of looking at things, and the world shall applaud. It comes so painful when somebody wins the seat, you don't congratulate him. Some people begin to proclaim themselves before the D-Day. We don't want to have those type of things this time around. We want a campaign, and like one mother that once voted the plebiscite in those days from Foncha and Indele, yes, she voted, and she told us in ISCC, because she's a staunch and old member in ISCC, she told us that, my children, the campaign for plebiscite, they were moving together. When they climb on the same table, this one will talk, go down, the other one climbs on the same table and talk. So she proposed that, and this is her word I'm saying here, that the campaign, as they have streamlined to 13, during the campaigns, if they are maintained, let the 13 candidates be moving together, and let's give a test to campaign, whether they will put it on screens, whether they will put it everywhere. If they are going to Douala, they go, all of them move there. If they are going to the north, they go there. They are going to which region, they go there. The caravan it will boost the atmosphere, and it will make the evolution of democracy in Cameroon. And when they come and talk, or on TV, they say from this time to this time is like this. Let people sit and follow up, because some children have never witnessed such things. Let them witness, and from what they will say, from their manifesto, from their political program, we shall now give our vote the real candidate that will transform Cameroon. Because there are not many. So if that caravan can move together, it will be nice. It will give the test. It will make Cameroon boom. Cameroon will become the Africa, the America of Africa.
That's a beautiful
I'm telling you.
I don't see it coming.
But we wish it should happen.
It's a wish.
Yes,
it
should happen, and it will give the test of challenge, and
we'll see who is able and who is not able.
Exactly. Even the way of doing things and a good political program, I think it will be the moment of dialogue. Dialogue with the people. It will be more of dialogue than campaigns. Because when you go, you just hit on the point. The other one comes up, hit on the point. That is it. Not going. You begin to share Maggi.
You begin to share. Process exciting.
Exactly. You begin to share Maggi. You begin to share salt or 2,000 or bread and sardine. No, we don't want such things. I have told my people, stay in home. Don't eat anything. If they give you food, don't take. If they give you money, don't take.
People are hungry. So
don't take, because you've suffered for the last time. Let's finish these 3 months and see what we can do. Yes. Happen. If we refuse those things, even the person giving wins. The person will understand that this time around their citizens are serious. They are not mean to 2,000. They are not mean to bread. They are not mean to anything. They want sustainable projects that can help them develop their areas.
All right, so I want you to look at these 13 candidates who have been retained by LECAM. It's true that the Constitutional Council is also sitting to see how to look deeper into the list.
Yes.
When you look at this list, you see the incumbent, President Paul Biya, and you see those other candidates. Do you think the opposition has a chance? We are speaking Cameroon.
We speak Cameroon, right?
Yes.
President Paul Biya is in power for 43 years.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that there was no opposition. Mm-hmm. Opposition was in Cameroon from even in the time of Ahidjo.
Yeah.
You see that the opposition in Cameroon, they are mean. They should excuse me, please excuse me. Because if there was real opposition in Cameroon, they would have unseated even Amadou Ahidjo. He would have not done 24 something years. They would have unseated him. Even President Paul Biya would have not gone 43 years. But when they come, they are trying to make Njangi and expecting envelopes. That it doesn't make them solid. So the challenge here is that why have you allowed President Paul Biya go for 43 years, and you are coming now, of which he has grown trunks, tab roots, and he's everywhere, feeling flexible and everywhere. So it's just a comedy, and I think they should be learning a lesson that they should do strategize better, not for now, maybe for 2032. I'm giving analysis so that after the proclamation they should not send people to the street, because they themselves allowed the regime in place,
to gain those votes.
Let me tell you what has taken CPDM to this level is that, first of all, they changed CNU into CPDM.
Yes, President I just CNU, right?
Good. You see that they came and met the foundation already. So they took from there, just patch it and put by the name. You see that they are coming from far. Maybe they are talking of 43 years. I'm saying 65 years. You know, CPDM is 65 years because CNU to CPDM is continuation. It's another person coming to take CPDM and change it to another political party. That's what we are waiting. So if it is that you are bringing in another party to put aside CPDM, you must be someone from another planet.
Okay, you know, amongst the people who were retained to run for this position is a former Minister of Employment and Vocational Training who just resigned, Issa Chiroma Bakari, who resigned, and he sent a word to Professor Maurice Kamto. But I do not want to base on the word he said, the word of encouragement he sent. My look into his candidacy is, how do you see candidacy? You say that the opposition is still playing.
Yes.
You know, the three northern regions of Cameroon constitute a bulk of the Cameroon voters population.
Yes.
Because there are people. I was in Gara for the last elections. I was in Gara because I was in a campaign team where I was a communication communication head there. I saw that in the regions, like you go to Gara, you go to Mara, the north, the far north, and everywhere the people come out to vote. Don't you think that something can change if the three regions who queue behind Messiah Chiroma, for example, who hears from there? Don't you think that we may have a chance of having the change that we need for this country?
There are some things that you know that they are so difficult, but you keep trying. That's what Issa Chiroma is doing. You know, Bello Buba is also from the northern region.
Yeah.
Other heavyweight statesmen are also from the northern region, and they are also dealing with under the armpit of CPTM. You see that mayors, senators, parliamentarians, and other weights are under CPGM, and they have covered the way. So imagine that Bello Buba, Issa Chiroma, and with all those CPGM weights that are there, they shall be sharing votes. You see that it is weak. He will weak. No, let's talk facts. I'm not here to be satisfying people. I talk with statistics. So it should be they should not be counting anything serious, because those heavyweight, they have a population behind them. That is why they were given a place. If you are not able to gather people, the government won't look at you. They look at people that are mobilized. They mobilize people. They bring people to table. They bring people to limelight. They are heavyweight. You cannot just be, you come from a little hole, and if you come from a little, they put you, and you don't do anything. They put you aside. You know, I don't want to go to a lot of things, because he may pick his votes and maybe still make it. And I will say this: there are no permanent enemies in politics, and no permanent friends. Don't be surprised to see that Issa Chiroma bounce back to live with CPTM, because he may say he has worked there for 2 decades, and when you look ahead, he will see that, hey, it's better to come back to where I built, because he built, he met the powers of CPDM. Let us not refuse that fact. He met the powers of CPDM. That what CPDM is today. You know, some people went in, and the people that followed Issa Chiroma entered CPDM. If you tell them today they should go out, they will not. They will say no. They will tell you no. You can take somebody somewhere, but by the time you are going out, you want to take him out, he says no. Because he's comfortable. You now see that he contributed very well to the living of CPDM, that the existence of CPDM in this nation. And Bello Buba did the same. He went out alone, but he came in with people. You see, he cannot go back with that number of people that he came. It's true. It's true. It's true. So the northern region is being weakened by the number of heavyweights that are there. Being a heavyweight is not just by being a presidential candidate.
No.
There are some people that they don't talk. Imagine like the Lamido. The Lamido of Bakari of North, the Lamido in the north, in the far north, in the extreme region. You know, that's a Lamido that he doesn't speak much, but he has a population,
and he knows, how to mobilize.
Good. And you know the Cameroon government, or the Lamido, or the traditional rulers, they are the auxiliaries of the government, and they cannot be answering to the government.
The chiefs and the funds.
Yes, and they cannot be answering to the government and be making heavyweight behind other candidates.
Change is the only constant thing they say. We still with the Guardian Post. The Guardian Post has given us a list of all those who have been retained, the 13 people. Now I want us to focus on the woman, Tumanu Ndamjoya, who is the lone female amongst these men. If you want to look at the population of Cameroon, which is more than half made up of females, I want to believe that even in the registration, given the fact that we constitute the majority of the population, those that have registered are more females. Don't you think this time around we can pick a shock to see that a woman does this thing in a way? You know, God works in mysterious ways.
It is true what you are saying, Madam EGBESON, FRIDA. But when you look, women like flashy things. Yes, and I don't see that Madam Ndamjoya can give those flashy things to those women. They are the men that are doing the flashy things to women today. So, so you understand. I don't need to go far. You don't need to go far before you understand. Meaning that those who are in power and those who are in positions, they have weight behind them, because you know, you go to Yaoundé or to go to the other towns, you see a little girl of 25 years being in a jeep in high quality vehicles, bought by a man. So, and there are a lot of guys out there, they call them sponsors, you know. So I don't see Ndamjoya sponsoring women around. But fair. I like her effort and I will appreciate her. She was first of all, she's a strong lady. And she was first of all an MP, member of parliament,
and she chose to be a mayor.
And at a certain level, she saw that she wants to develop her area. You know, MPs don't have budgets.
Yeah.
So she chose to develop her area. You know, where
she's not only smart, she's intelligent.
She's very, very intelligent. She chose a good sector to be there and keep her area clean and develop her area to her taste.
Yes.
It's the same like Denise Fampo of Barrister Denise Fampo of Douala too.
Yeah.
That woman is so wonderful.
Exceptional.
And say it's exceptional. And I think we should applaud and appreciate her job. You know, at first you cannot sit outside in the New Bell, but today, you know, people sit.
You can breathe fresh
air. They sit everywhere. They enjoy. It is due to her work. And she's so wonderful. I think the government should shine a light on that woman, because she's just transformed New Bell, Douala too. So that is why Madame Dam saw the work of Kecha Cortez.
Yes.
Kecha Cortez did. Yes, and she was taken to the Minister of Urbanism, and Madame Barrister Fampo Denise was also doing. She chose also that if women are doing, I should do it. She chose a place and she's seated. I think she's comfortable there. And what her contribution has always been that of nation building. She has never been making in such a way that to insinuate the government or to make some insinuations. No, she is always calm and hit when it comes to the point of doing it. And Mama, I do appreciate your job. You know, you are well trained by your father, and I think you are also training others that after you they will take over. Because power, you should know whether the power should leave you, but you start training others that can do things for the noon region, the noon division. So it is a great deal that you are there and you are among the men. The only lady, I think the Iron Lady, we say congratulations. We want your high percentage in the upcoming elections.
All right, you've discarded the idea of a woman. You've told us that women like
Cameroon
only men. Cameroon is for men. And
yes.
Amongst these people, there is a youth, like the youngest amongst them.
Yes.
He is not up to 40, and the population of Cameroon still constitutes, the youth population constitutes more than half of the population. Do you think that this guy stands a chance if the youth should queue behind him?
He would have done so if at all he have once passed as a presidential candidate. It is his first test of powers. So, and we never, the youths have not gone in to register as massively. We should say things clearly. If the youth registered massively, I think the youth will queue behind him. And when you see the number of youths that have registered, they are the youths that are defending the old people in power. And they are going to vote for the old people. Then what do you expect?
They are the ones contributing
for the old people to remain in power. They contribute every day that the old people should remain in power. And you just make a statement somewhere, you will see they will fall on you all like bees. You are thinking that you are with the elders, but when you talk, you think that by making a mistake, the elder will be the one to correct you, but they are the one coming behind you like bees, hitting you from behind, which means they intensify infighting and not valuing other youths, that the youth can do something. And I think I appreciate his courage, and I say keep on, brother, and try to maybe make your team be youth, and make them be propagating with them, work with them hand in gloves. Maybe by 2032 it will be a different story in Cameroon.
Right, so you are the General President of ISCC. You are a non-governmental organization, and very soon campaign teams will be dispatched to the field. Can you tell us how your association can help in this process? If you called by the party, or if yes, to go in and talk to people, how is the ISCC planning? How can they help to ensure that we go through a peaceful campaign period? Because usually it's not easy, there are hostilities.
Yes. We have a good package to share to all the political parties, and we wish that if any time they are going out, we are ready to serve them, because we go out and preach civic education. That is we propagate civic education, make the citizens know that their rights, on how to vote, their duties, and how to behave, and what to get from what political parties are having. It is not by using holistic way of in the society that you can gain anything. We make them understand that if they have grievances, let the grievances be written, and they should call us so that we communicate the grievances to whether the chiefs or the mayors or the parliamentarians and the government in place, all government agencies, and even the political parties, because we plead to political parties to get good communicators from ISCC, Justice, Peace, Building and Development, because our communication goes with our objectives. We don't interfere into many things, but we make your political program look beautiful without sidelining, because we may find ourselves in all the 13 political parties. Then therefore we divide ourselves. What we are carrying is the message of justice, the message of peace, and the message of development. Because a nation cannot stand without these three objectives. A nation is built on these three objectives, and if when you go in and begin to try to open up and see what is the content, you see that it is a full nation, it is a whole world we are building. So we are calling on all the political parties to be open we are open and ready at any time to serve you. By serving you, we are serving Cameroonians. By serving you, we are building the nation, we are building the communities, we are building our villages, we are building the mindset. Because what Cameroon needs is the shift of mindset. We shift from negative to positive mindset. We shift from negative leadership to positive leadership spirit. Those are the things, those are the facts that when we put, and what you have to talk about is not like flattering people, is telling your political program to the electorate, and that was what we place on those fake promises. We don't want it, because as we are noting everything that a candidate is speaking. Speak what you can do, and we are also encourage the presidential candidate that when they shall be streamlined, or they maintain that they should make inclusive next in campaigns. When they go somewhere, they make sure they pick guys from there also and add into their campaign teams. It makes protection, give them surety, and they first of all contact some people there before going, because this thing of coming, you can come to talk to people and you don't find them. You know, they have to rally them and tell them that on this day you people shall be coming for elections or for campaign, and they set a day and all communication everywhere. I think it will make this campaign so beautiful. We have a lot of packages at our covers or in our banks, which means if any party that lay hands on us, you have already won.
All right, so we are bowing out of today's edition of the program. You look into the camera and give your last words to multiple of people watching you, Cameroonians, inclusive from far and near.
Good afternoon, fellow Cameroonians. This juncture, Cameroon is writing another history of trying to get a president that will be taking us to another 7 years. The worst thing here is that those in the northwest and southwest, we cannot lead people or change the lives of people without going into the ballot box. The ballot box on the ballot paper, the voter's card, is your magic paper. It's a magic document that can change the history of this nation. And we should know very well that it is from now that they shall be building community politics that shall be coming up in 2026. If you don't allow brothers and sisters to go to the decision-making table, it will be so hard for us to finish the crisis, because in managing the crisis, we need the citizens, we need stakeholders, we need political bodies, we need appointed and government officials. When we begin to put them aside and refuse stakeholders and some elite to go back home, it is so difficult. It makes it so difficult, and it makes negotiation or dialogue so difficult. People should not only think that dialogue should be made at public places. No, dialogue starts from somewhere and be building. So it is an opportunity that during this campaign time, you dialogue with the people that are coming around. Okay, look, they themselves will see the consequences, suffer and come to your place and see how the routes are, and see that they sleep with no light. Those are proofs. They may be talking as I'm talking here, saying that there are areas with no light for 7 years. They will think that I'm lying. Allow them go there. Allow them to go there and let them go and come back. Presidential election is only 1 day. That is in 12th October 2025. Allow them visit those areas. Let them suffer the consequences as we have been suffering for 7 years, so that the next president that will be coming up, we know all those places that they have passed and that they have suffered. We will be keeping their records, snap and keep them, and make their document and keep, so that when you climb, we'll be reading, you pass here and win and campaign here. What have you done there? We'll begin to count. But when we don't have all these statistics, all this survey, and let them suffer the consequences as well, we shall have nothing to discuss with them. Please, my brothers and sisters, I know that it is so painful what has been going on in Northwest and Southwest, that people have died, but we cannot save our people in the bushes, but we can save our people by coming closer to the decision table. And decision table is what? Voting. Decision-making table. You vote. Then if you don't have it at the presidential election, and 2026 is even the best election for community builder like me, because I go there, I meet those stakeholders, I meet the elected bodies, I meet the mayors, the parliamentarians, I meet the senators, I meet elites, I meet traditional rulers. That is it. I will not be going facing Yaoundé. I go back to those areas. Allow the areas accessible, and when you allow them accessible, I think you shall be building. And let me tell you, we at ISCC, Justice, Peace, Building and Development Association, we are giving out sustainable projects, 5 per village. If Cameroon can, if all the villages in distress section, that is distress zones, like the northwest, southwest, the northern regions, then the eastern region, they first of all come in before other villages can be coming that are in the suburbs around. They can join. We are saying it here that we have a program that we are running right now. We just want that the political arena should pass, because if we go now, they will think that it is politics we are doing. And if we are joining we join a political arena, team, then and go out there We cannot stay behind, because we go out with the political team. We go with the political team, but after the elections, we are going to go into all those communities. Then you register, you create branches of ISCC. Let our branding change Cameroon, because it has branding as such has done in Ghana, they have done in Kenya, they have done in South Africa, in Mauritius Island, they have done in Dubai, which is another country, Denmark, Canada. Even the Canada that we sell things going there today, it is not the government of Canada that changed Canada. It was associations like us, ID Solutions, Community Communication, Just for Justice, Peace Building and Development, because we have the expertise, we have all it has, with technocrats, with people that can make anything. We have technicians, agricultural technicians. We have electricity, those who can get hydroelectricity, and those who can transform waste into electricity. We have all those people.
All right.
But give us the chance to work and make our software and work on the ground.
All right, FANKA, Samuel, thank you once more for creating our time to be with us this afternoon. It has always been a pleasure. Thank you for keeping and holding Well in Print so dear to your heart.
I do appreciate Well in Print and the daddy of this TV station channel. I think he's so wonderful, and everything here is so jovial, and I think everybody is so amazing. And I think all the time, most of my posts is Well in Print and Pan-African Media TV.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we draw the curtains on today's edition of the program. You can follow us on Facebook, go to Pan-African Media TV, YouTube Pan-African Media TV, and of course we are broadcasting live on Creole Canal 299. So you got it from our guest of today. You heard it. We want to believe that we were able to meet your expectations of the news we wanted to have today. For details of this story, is because we bring you headlines, you go to the newspaper stands and grab a copy of the newspapers. For those that you can read online, go online and read make sure that you have enough and adequate information to know about what is happening around the globe and how these happenings affect you as individuals and of course as Africans. So until I come here on Friday, I want to say thank you to Nacelle behind innovations, bringing you these beautiful images and sound that you have this afternoon. Nacelle and your team want to say thank you. It is rainy season and we know the hurdles to rush to come to the office on time and being able to produce a program on time. I've been yours truly, FRIDA EGBESON, your humble servant, bringing you Well in Print twice a week on Mondays and on Fridays from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Until I come here on Friday, please do have a blessed week ahead in the company of programs of Pan-African Media TV.
Thank you.